welcome to the Conquering Hill podcast, the morning talk show. I'm your host, Nicholas Ganger. Anyway, you slice it, I'm going to dice it up for you today, March 26th. Moving along here in the month of March, the Ides of March, where craziness is always seems to happen this month, right? So, moving along this year, almost done with a quarter of it, right? We're almost there in April, and I chop off this year real fast. So, you need to really check out what you're doing, where are you going, especially for this year and your 5 year plan, your 10-year plan. All right. So today, I want to welcome you again to the show. I appreciate you taking the time, checking out my Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can always catch the live stream replay on Spotify and my YouTube channel at Conquering Hill as well. So today, I want to ask you, what is your perfect day? What is your perfect day, and what does that look like? As you hear giant trucks driving by and birds singing in the air, right? What is your perfect day? What does your perfect day look like? If you could have the perfect day, what would you do? And why would you want to have that perfect day, right? Because we all want to have great days. We don't want to go through life miserable and having horrible days. No one wants that, right? So if you could write down and plan your perfect day, what would that encompass? What would you want to accomplish? How would you want to spend those 24 hours? How would you want to spend that sunrise? How would you want to spend that sunset? Because again, we only have so many of those, right? So how would you want to spend that perfect day for yourself? Because why not? Why not? Plan that perfect day out and see how that feels for you. Obviously, having a perfect day isn't just relaxing by the pool or at the beach, or, you know, having a glass of wine or smoking a spliff. I mean, those could be incorporated, I'm sure, but also you want to have a sense of accomplishment throughout that day. You want to be productive throughout that day. You want to be able to look back at that day and say, you know what, that day was worth it. You accomplished something, and you can actually build towards the following day, the following week, following months ahead, using that same strategy. Because if we could plan the perfect day every day, I think our life um, would be a wonderful experience, and we'd be able to, have all the experiences we want and we wish to have throughout this journey that we call life. So if you could just sit down for a minute and think about, and maybe take that pen or pencil and start writing down, what would your perfect day be? What would you want to um, accomplish throughout that day? Well, maybe you want to travel somewhere. Maybe you want to, be with that special person, be with a loved one, be with your family and friends. Maybe, you wanted to go be alone. Maybe you want just a little bit of solitude. Maybe you want to go for a hike in the forest. Maybe you want to go hike a mountain. Maybe you want to go surfing. Maybe you want to go paragliding. What is it? What do you want to do on your perfect day? Right? Because we can have those if we really want them, but they should all encompass certain things. Okay, a perfect day should encompass certain things. It's something that we can look back on and say, what, that day was great. I want to copy that day. I want to clone that perfect day again and again and again, because I was happy. I had a sense of you know, fulfillment that day. I was proud of what I accomplished that day. I spent that day with the people that I loved, and those are the minutes and moments and things that we should, cherish, and those are the experiences that we want out of this life, right? We want to be able to capture that perfect day every single day. I know it's not always possible. I mean, it could almost be like a fantasy land, right? We think we can have that perfect day every day, but we know how life grabs a hold and pulls us in different directions. So if you could still step back right now and take that pen, take that paper, and write down, what would you do in those 24 hours? What would you do? What would you want to accomplish in that particular day to make that your perfect day, unique to yourself? unique to yourself. Where would you want to go? Who would you want to be with? What would you like to accomplish? Those are things that are very important to should be very important to all of us, right? How we want to spend our time, how we want to utilize our time, because we don't want to go through life wasting too much time. We already do. We already waste enough. I've gone over this before, right? How many hours we sleep a third of our life. It's not always wasted. We do need the rest for our brain power, for our healing, to heal our bodies. We need that rest. But in all actuality, we're sleeping a third of our life. And then close to another third, if not more, we're working another third of our life gone. And then maybe for ourselves, we have a third of our life to enjoy, to be awake, to go out there and chase our dreams and goals. If you break it down like that, we don't have much time at all. We don't have many perfect days to capture at all. So it all depends how you look at life and how you break it down, and what we can do with it, right? So if you could step back for a moment, think about it. What goals would you like to accomplish throughout that day? What would you like to do? No matter what happens in this life, in your life particularly, no matter what happens, if you can give 110% towards everything, towards this life, you will go through life being having a sense of pride, being proud of what you're doing, being happy with what you're doing because you're giving 110% towards life. You're not shortchanging, this life experience. You're not taking all these shortcuts along the way to get ahead. Now, granted, we've all taken shortcuts along the way at some point or another. We try to take the easy way out, but you know what? Sometimes the harder road, that more difficult path, is more worth it. We gain something out of it. Those experiences, those help us grow as individuals. You know, failure again and again, making mistakes along the way, doing stupid things along the way. Sometimes, yeah, we shouldn't say those things. We shouldn't do those things. They set us back some time. They set us back some money. But those are experiences that we can build on, and experiences that we don't have to do again. We don't have to take those same actions again. And those experiences that we had, we could share with others, or especially our children. Like, hey, you're not gonna do that because I already did it. It was stupid, and you're not gonna do it now. And throughout my life, I've experimented with many, many, many different types of substances all throughout my life, and I don't want my children touching that. No, there's some that that definitely have altered my mind and expanded my horizons. I maybe in the right setting, I would agree to it, but like, there's certain things I've done that I don't want my kids living those experiences out. I don't want them, getting so drunk they black out. I don't want them getting so effed up they don't know where the hell they are. I don't want them getting in someone else's car when they're fucking drunk. So these horrible experiences and dumb experiences we've all done in our youth, we don't want our children doing those things. But in some way, shape, or form, they almost not necessarily have to, but like, they have to walk their own path and experience why they shouldn't almost do things themselves. As horrible that is, and we can prevent as much as we can for them with our knowledge and explaining to them this is not the way we do things. But they'll never know unless they experience it too. So there's like that double-edged sword where you need to let them be their own person and let them go out into this world. But at the same time, you want to shelter and protect them from all the craziness, all this stupidity, all the horrible decision making that we've done, that we have done. Now, some of it, I obviously, yeah, I guess looking back at my life, I wish I wouldn't did certain things, but like at the same time, I wouldn't change how what I did at the same time, like I don't have like this giant regret where, I committed some heinous crime and I had to spend time in the pen or something. No, nothing like that. But like all the times I got effed up or went to parties or festivals and experienced, experimented with certain types of drugs, I wouldn't change that because that's maybe who I am. But however, I still wouldn't wish that upon my children living out those experiences where they could be taken advantage of, or you know they could be in the wrong situation at the wrong time. So I know I digress, but again, we only have so much time. So if we can share those experiences, and along the way with our loved ones and our children, so they don't kind of make those same decisions that we did, it'll be better, right? So circling back to your perfect day, it's your choice. Choices. It's what you want to capture throughout those 24 hours. It's what you want to, you know, it's what makes you tick and what makes you happy. It's what you want to get out of this life. And if you knew you only had those 24 hours to live, and you didn't have to go to work tomorrow, next week, didn't have a big project you had to finish, you didn't have a test you had to study for, didn't have all those responsibilities that you had to take care of. You had today, 24 hours, and you wanted to make it the perfect day possible. Yes, I know, in the grand scheme of things, at that point, money wouldn't even be an object. But putting that aside, putting the monetary, you know, side of the monetary implications to the side, how would you spend those 24 hours? How would you spend those 24 hours? Because I can't guarantee you the next 48. I can't guarantee you the next month. I can't guarantee you the next year. Hell, I can't even guarantee you these 24. But if you knew you only had this 24 hours, I guarantee you have two options, right? You live out those 24 hours, you try to maximize that time as much as possible. You'd be fighting the sun, the sunset. You'd be fighting that morning sunrise. You try to save every last minute. Or you'd curl up and you just wait for the end. In a lot of ways, some people do that throughout life. They've just given up. They've given up on themselves. They've given up on their dreams and goals and their future. And they don't think they can get out of the hole. They don't think they can, stop the horrible, the bad decisions, the detrimental habits that they practice every single day. The people that they hang around with, they know that they don't serve any purpose in their life. They only bring them down to that level that they don't shouldn't be at. So in a sense, those 24 hours is a microcosm for the choices that you want to make throughout your life. Do you want to curl up and give up? Do you want to maximize those 24 hours? Do you want to maximize your time on this earth? So when I say ask you, what's your perfect day? What is your perfect life? If you knew you only had one life to live, which from what I understand, I can't prove otherwise. But this is our one chance. This is our one shot. So how would we try to make it perfect? Wouldn't we want to experience all that this world had to offer? Yes, the good, bad, and the ugly. But if we knew we could try to make this perfect life, which is damn near impossible, but at least if we tried and gave everything we could towards that idea of a perfect life, the search for a perfect life, wouldn't you give it everything you could? Wouldn't you go for it every single day? Or your other option is to curl up and give up. Your other option is to give up on yourself, your goals, your dreams, the people around you, your job, and waste it away. Escape with, you know, getting high or getting drunk, using various methods to just escape the pain. So it's really up to you every single day. It's up to you every single day. You know this, I know this. You might not, you might roll out of bed and you don't feel that good. You might roll out of bed and your body's sore. You might roll out of bed and you just want to go back to sleep. You might roll out of bed and be like, let's hit that snooze one more time. Or you can maximize your day. Or you can roll out of bed and hit the ground running. Because if you can roll out of bed and hit the ground running every single day, guarantee you're doing more than most. You can roll out of bed with a plan for the day, for your perfect day, every single day. And you might not hit all those benchmarks. You might not check off every single box. But you're going to get there. And you're going to accomplish more doing those things every single day. And you're just going to compound them and stack them up. And that's how you live a great life. That's how you become successful. That's how you live your dreams and goals. That's how you keep moving forward. Don't let anyone stop you. And certainly do not let yourself talk yourself out of becoming the best version of yourself, living the best life experience possible. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for my children. That's what I want for everyone that's around me, family and friends. It all comes down to choices. You know this, I know this. So I want to thank you again today for hanging out with me here at the Soursop Hostel on my live Conquering Hill Facebook and YouTube channel. You can always catch the replay on YouTube and Spotify. Please like, subscribe, share the show. I'm going to keep coming here day in and day out. Thank you again. Take care.